Kimi, you will lead the championship going into the summer break, whatever happens here. Will you spend any time reflecting on the magnitude of what you could achieve, or will you be trying to stay in the moment in the second half of the year? Is there any kind of burden at all leading the championship like this at your age?
No, I want to go in summer break and just disconnect and just have fun and don't think too much about racing. Even though for sure after 4 or 5 days I'm gonna be bored and gonna be wanting to get back in the car. But luckily, in the place where I'm going, there's a go-kart track, so I can practice. So yeah, definitely I can fulfill my will and my intention. But no, definitely, I feel like it's needed, the break, because it's been 8 months really flat out. Pre-season has been very intense, started very early, and it was non-stop with the new regulation, a lot of work. So definitely need a little break to recharge the body, the mind, and be back even stronger in the second half.
So just so I understand, and everyone understands, because I know it's complicated enough, heaven knows, it wasn't your driving style, or it was your driving style, or not at all? It was a software bug. What was it?
Well, we think it was a software bug. It wasn't the driving style that was contributing to the loss of power. So that's something at least. And I think Spa gave us, they said, the right pointers of where to look for the problem. It's like getting a needle out of a haystack, really. And suddenly, when you know where you've got to look, maybe the problem you can find it. Thankfully, I think we have. So time will tell. But yeah, it wasn't an easy couple of weeks.
Okay, does that make you a bit less frustrated there, knowing that it's not a fundamental thing? And is the championship still on, possible for you?
Yeah, for sure. We're not even halfway through yet. So it's just been so up and down this whole season. And 4 races ago, I was a lot more points behind in the championship than I am right now, even with the disappointments of Spa. So I'm feeling more positive, excited for the weekend ahead, and hopefully now I can just focus on driving quick.
So we're arriving into the final race before the summer break, obviously off the back of a good weekend for you in Spa. How are you feeling about what might be possible this weekend, and in general, how do you reflect on how the first half of the season has gone?
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to go out here and see how competitive we are. I mean, honestly, I don't really know. We had a decent weekend in Spa. To be on the podium there was definitely very nice. And yeah, I mean, it's been in general like an upwards trend the last few races, so that's good to see. The season probably didn't start where we wanted it to start, so yeah, we're making nice improvements.
Everybody wants to know what's going to be the future of Max Verstappen. I guess the rules are a little bit better, a little bit closer to your liking about the next few years. So what are the deciding factors of what you will do next?
I mean, I don't really have a lot to say because there's not much going on, really. But I just focus on working with the team, trying to make our car go faster, even if the rules, of course, are not what you want them to be. But I also, of course, don't see them changing very quickly, in the coming years, because what we have next year and the year after is tiny bits. It's not going to make a massive difference. So just have to try and deal with that.
Several months ago, we thought that the main challenge for the team was building an engine for the first time. Now we are halfway through the season. Do you think that the engine maybe overperformed or compared to your expectation, and that the chassis side is a bit disappointing compared to what Red Bull did in previous years?
Well, I think the engine guys in general, they've been very straightforward and honest about what they were doing. So everything that they said more or less came true, I think. So that's nice. I mean, it's very nice anyway to see the project, how, where it started a few years ago to where we are now. It's super impressive, to have this kind of performance. I think overall, the regulations are very complicated. We didn't start the season, I guess, how we wanted it to go. But I do see an upwards trend, so I hope that we can keep that momentum.
Just thinking about the dynamic of you and Kimi again being 1 and 2 in the championship, Lewis, and I'm wondering if it gets close down the straight. You know what it's like to be a young driver in your first or second season going for the title and the pressures that are there. Do you think that might be an extra little thing he's got across? Does it sort of help your prospects that he's in that situation?
I mean, I don't see why I would have to assume that. I think he's young but delivering and doing an amazing job. Super consistent, not making mistakes. There's no reason to think that won't continue.
Hello. Can I just pick up on, obviously this weekend, big weekend, it's a place you love, you've always gone well, you hold the record by far of the most successful driver around here. Can I just take you back to the racing incident that everyone thought from Spa with George? I think you picked up a penalty for that. Mm-hmm. I understand the drivers are going to meet with some of the stewards and some of the race directors later.
Not that I know of. I don't know.
Okay. You haven't sought a meeting or anything like that? Okay.
No.
All right.
No, I try to avoid those things. So yeah. So I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll be there.
Okay.
I don't know anything apart from driver's briefing.
But in terms of that, so you wouldn't be seeking any kind of, I don't know, just flexibility, I guess, under the driving standards that we have at the moment, given that seemed to be a racing incident?
Not particularly. It's not something that's not something I've come into this weekend thinking about. No. I'm sure they'll look at it and look at. I think that the FIA are trying to do the best job and be consistent. Obviously, it's not always the case that the consistency is achieved, but yeah, I'm not really thinking about last weekend. It's done, and I'm moving forwards.
Hi Charles. So
Hello.
we're here at a track where you took pole position last year. This year you're arriving off the back of 2 good race results. How are you feeling about carrying that momentum into this weekend?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's a track where I always tend to have to work a bit harder to have the flow that you need to have in order to be fast. But it's a cool track at the same time. Last year it went actually very well for me, so I'll try and just reproduce the type of performance of last year, bar the race that we had a bit of our struggles.
Yeah, Charles. People are talking about this as maybe a Ferrari win opportunity, and yeah, I suppose when you reflect on Monaco and how well Mercedes did there, and maybe how you as a team did there, 1 or 2 question marks. But what level of confidence do you have that you might be able to fight for the win here?
I mean, in the last few races we've been performing well, and I think we've done a good job in maximizing our package, and that meant that on the last 2 races we were in contention for the win with a little bit of luck and VSC at the right time, but we were still there and more competitive than what we thought. But having said that, I think we need to really be careful, because with these cars, the smallest detail that you don't do right can swing massively the performance, and it can end up as a disastrous weekend when you expect a very good weekend, and the opposite as well is true. And so our goal is to really focus on the preparation, not really thinking about what are the expectations around us, because surely the expectations are quite a lot for a weekend like this on a track like that. But we are just focusing on the preparation, and we'll see how it goes.
Do you think this is a race you think you can win?
On paper, it's a race where we are closer than the last 2 races, and we finished first and second. So, I mean, we are more or less there. But at the same time, the last time we thought that was the case was Monaco, and it went a lot worse than what we expected. So I think with these cars, the lesson is you can never take it for granted. That was also the case in the past, but in the past, when you expected a very strong weekend with your car characteristics, most of the time that was the case. Then once you get on track with these cars, every single details, every fine-tuning you don't make right on those power unit can have such a big influence that it kind of shadows completely it puts in the shadow completely your car characteristics. So I think the most important is to stay focused on the preparation of the weekend, and whoever will do the best work in terms of optimizing the package will win. I still expect Mercedes to be the reference, but hopefully we can be a bit closer and put them under pressure.
Lando, you showed some real pace last time out in Belgium. Very different challenge this weekend. The team have said that they expect it to be a little bit more difficult. How are you feeling for the weekend ahead, especially with the upgraded package?
Don't know, I've not tried it yet. So
yeah. But what are you expecting from it?
Just more grip, faster car, I hope. So Let's just wait and see first. Yeah, obviously hoping that it just moves us, or just allows us to get more pace out of the car, limits some of our issues that we have currently, or at least just makes them a little bit less, you know. So I'm confident we can still be quick. You know, I think there's been many races this year where we've been quick. Spa was probably one of the first, alongside kind of Miami, you know, where I think we generally seemed pretty decent, and actually the pace was pretty strong, even comparing to the front runners, or I say the quickest. Where we're clearly behind is still like just qualifying, you know, like there's no chance we're getting close to going 4/10 quicker in qualifying, or half a second quicker in qualifying. So I think there's bits on both sides that need to improve, but certainly hope the upgrade can give us a little bit of a jump.
McLaren had a 1-2 here in the past 2 years, so we know this year is completely different regulation, but still, can you keep something from the past years and that can work on these 2026 cars, or it's really like a forget everything?
I mean, I hope so. I think with a better car, if some of our issues are improved a little bit, then I think we can be competitive. It's a short track. But I also expect like Ferrari to be very, very quick, and Mercedes to be very quick. Probably Ferrari be the quickest. So we'll see. I mean, Charles was on pole here last year, not the McLarens. So you know, we'll wait and see. We have to make sure that the upgrade works first, and then see if we can be competitive after that.
If there's one team that we have seen in the past that can turn things around, it's McLaren. You have done it at least twice in the last few years. Do you feel that there is the chance, even in 2026, to find that little something to change the season around?
I mean, I think so. I don't think it's a click. I don't think it's like suddenly it's perfect. It still takes time, and there's nothing that is like a magic bullet for the time being. But I still believe we can win races.
Obviously, you're hitting another milestone this weekend, your 100th race for the team. How are you kind of feeling about that? Does it feel like another little bit of history for you and the team?
Yeah, I mean, great to have my 100th Grand Prix, I guess, in many ways. Doesn't feel like 100 Grand Prix, but yeah, time flies. And yeah, funny though, in many ways. I think we surpassed Nigel on Barcelona, and we've 100th GP in Hungary, two tracks that predominantly we, as a team, we don't enjoy. They're quite poor tracks for us. So I'm hoping for a turn of events this weekend. Maybe the weather can come into play and make the 100th GP a jolly one.
You kind of touched on it there, but obviously, well, you've got a little bit of time to wait for your upgrade in Baku. Sure. So how are you feeling about this weekend, and do you think you can extract anything else from the car?
We'll keep on trying to learn. I think that realistically this track does not suit us, and that opens us up to experimentation. See what we can do. As you said, lack of upgrades, so if we don't do something, we're either going to be where we are normally or where we are normally. I think we're kind of a little bit in no man's land at the minute in terms of pace, so let's we'll keep exploring that. Hopefully we can learn something we can take with us through summer break, and at least we can, when we do get our upgrade in Baku, we can be a little bit stronger for a reason.
I would like to ask, is it maybe the fact that the team overperformed at the end of last season that made it feel even worse now that it underperforms?
No, but I think if you think about the trajectory of the team, we talk about the end of last season, but the first race we finished P5, so we were good from race one last year. But it is disappointing because of the season last year. Yes, when you think about, at least from when I first joined, 2022, 2023, 24, 25, every year getting better, and this year has been the blip. But blips happen, you know. I think especially when you change regulations, teams can get it wrong. I think we saw, obviously, missing Barcelona and being late in general. We've been on the back foot from the very beginning. We've seen as a team we're able to adapt to regulation sets very well. You saw that last year. I do think a lot of our attention now needs to, unfortunately, already move towards next year. That's going to give us the best opportunity to come back stronger, because at the moment the gap to the midfield is too big, and we need a complete reset before we go racing again, and I think we need a reset before we can challenge the midfield again. So, yeah.
Gabby, finally it feels like things have turned around for you guys in the last couple of races, back-to-back points finishes. Does it feel inside the team after that tricky start when it wasn't quite going right that you've got some momentum behind you now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the team has been very motivated recently. I think they have always been, even when we had tough moments, but I feel obviously when you have good results and, you know, especially last weekend when we had so many employees coming to visit us in Spa, we had a full grandstand. It was great to do a great performance in front of them because, you know, it motivates everyone, myself, so it was amazing.
And you've obviously been at the team before a manufacturer came in. Now you're seeing the might of what it can do. Can you see that that's helped you make progress quicker, I guess, this year?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The culture change, the mentality, the approach. I would say they have been heading to the right direction, and we need to keep doing this. I think people are eager to achieve more and more, and I see very big potential for us in the future. So if we keep going in the way we are right now, we can achieve big things. But we need to keep working hard and delivering.
I know you have huge respect for Nico, but coming midway the season, you have all the points of Audi. How proud do you feel about your performances this season?
I feel proud, but again, it's a team. It's a team effort. You know, Nico has been performing very well as well, in my opinion. It's just that many times out of his control, he couldn't deliver results that he was close to do so. But, you know, he pushes me to be a better driver, to do better. And I think as a team, we are developing the car in the right way as well. So, yeah. But obviously, I'm very proud. I think it's great to have the points for the team to deliver. And we keep pushing it away because, you know, the team needs the points, I need the points, and everyone is happy.
So you delivered to the team. Do you feel until now that the team has delivered what you expected from this season?
Absolutely, even more. But again, we are all motivated and eager to achieve more and more. So I think we are all in the same page that we need to keep working even harder than what we are doing right now, because it's already, you know, a big push that they are doing. That you know, the way they have been able to bring upgrades in the car, and they were all working, the procedures have been improving, everyone has been working day and night, and things are working amazingly. But if we want to be fighting against the top teams one day, we need to keep pushing it that way.
The team seems a good fit for you, and you seem a good fit for the team. You're both on the rise, as it were. Is next year formally sorted out? Is the summer break a time to have conversations about your long-term future at Audi? And do you see yourself being here for a good few years and achieving, well, most of the things you want to achieve in F1?
No, so my future is already sorted out with Audi. I'm there for many years. Let's put it this way. I cannot say the length of the contract, but and I leave it to them. If they want to make it public, I really don't mind, but it's up to them, their decision. But what I can tell you is that yeah, I have a long way with them. It's going to be many years, and hopefully we can conquer many great wins and things in the future.
So Valtteri, obviously great to get race distance under your belt at Spa. It felt like you were closer to the midfield as well. Are you starting to feel some real progress here with this team at the minute?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, still, I think on a single lap we seem a bit more competitive than in the race runs. But yeah, we're seeing the progress. We're seeing the gap to Aston is increasing, which is a good benchmark because they haven't really developed their car until this race. But we've definitely been able to, you know, see the progress in there.
How close do you think you are to getting into the real fight for fighting for a point?
I think fight for a point in a real fight, we still need to make some good steps in the race pace, and that's obviously quite a lot to do with tire management, tire overheating. We know that we are lacking a bit of load in high-speed corners, which then kind of amplifies in the race. So, but yeah, we're working on all those things, and yeah, hopefully on this pretty demanding track for the brakes, we can finish here.
Good to get another finish under your belt. That's 2 in a row now, which is good. You've got some momentum. Can I ask you about the points?
Finish, yes.
The finish. I know, not finish people coming to Hungary. Can I ask you about the points situation? You're a 10-time Grand Prix winner. 10? Yeah, 10. Yep. You knew when you were coming to Cadillac that you weren't going to be scoring points every weekend.
Or wins.
So do you just not look at the point situation that neither you or Checo have any points? Or
no.
Or do you feel that as a driver of your quality, does it it doesn't bother you that, knowing that your car that you're in the situation?
I'm not looking at the point situation, no. Of course we want to score, but for that we would need to either make a big step or get lucky at the moment. But I knew what I signed up for. I knew that's most likely going to be the case, and that is the case. So just going to keep the head down, keep working, and hope for the future that it will come.
After the first half of the season, how much has Cadillac delivered what you expected?
I think we've delivered. We've seen progress. I mean, getting up on the order on the grid has been more of a challenge because naturally everyone is improving. But yeah, we've been able to make the car faster. We've been able to make better pit stops, better operations, all these things. So it's for that.
Yeah, great to see you. I appreciate that the last couple of rounds, it feels like either you guys have drifted back, Racing Bulls and Audi have come forward. Kind of what is the mood like in the team at the minute? Because you're in the mix, aren't you? It's just not quite.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe we drifted back, but I think it's fair to say, the Racing Bulls and Audi sort of made a step forward, seem to have brought some good upgrades, and that definitely worked and gave them the edge on us at the minute. So as you said, I think in quali it's a bit more tricky. In the race we were a bit in the fight, but we're missing these few tenths that to properly get in the mix. So I think at the end of the day, I think we're very well aware of the situation, and we just got to bring those upgrades that will come in the next few races, and in the meantime try to get a shot every single weekend and try to perform with what we got. So we know it's not easy, but again, we scored a point in Spa. We managed to score a few points in Silverstone as well, and we'll try to do the same here.
The good form in Monaco, people often associate with maybe being able to do well in Hungary. I hope that works out for you. But can I ask, are you one of this little group of drivers that maybe isn't getting the same kind of deployment from the power unit as the teammate subtly? And is it something the team is getting its head around and you're just having to deal with, hoping it goes away eventually, I suppose?
I mean, it's fair to say with this engine, unfortunately, and how complex it is, you get some variation and you get some differences, which are not always, what we're trying to achieve. But I think it's just the complexity of these engines. We're still learning, every single weekend, different tracks, different needs, different requirements, different limitation. And I mean, sometimes you fall on the right side of it, sometimes on the wrong side. In qualifying, you're always hoping that for the lap that matters, you're on the right side. But at the end of the day, I think on our side, we try to focus on the stuff we can control. We're trying to improve our knowledge and always do better things. And I know on Merck's side is the same. And I expect, also improvements following what happened in Spa here in Hungary.
Hey, Nick here. I know you haven't really had the rub of the green recently. It feels like the car's improving at least.
Rub of the green.
Yeah, run of luck, kind of going your way. Does it kind of feel like that at the minute? And do you retain confidence from the way the car has evolved that your time will come, basically?
Yeah, I think the performance, ultimately is there to fight in the midfield and to always, have a sniff and a go at a points position. So that's on the good side, on the positive side. Having that performance is good, but yeah, I think we've had our fair share of problems for sure, and we had a fair amount of headwind, but it is what it is in racing. We know we're a bit fragile on some of the aspects there, and we need to keep working on it and improving it, which is what the team is doing. And for the rest we push forward. New weekend, cards are reshuffled, so we'll go again.
Yeah, is it then just waiting for tailwind instead of headwind, because the car is able to score points lately and everything?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a matter of time. Obviously, we need to do a good job, but we need to have a change of fortune a little bit, and just stay clean on the operational side, put it all together when it matters, and then we'll be right up there.
What is the thing that you look back at the most halfway through the season? Like it has been good how Audi came into the sport. What stands out for you the most?
You mean for us, or just
for
generally?
you personally.
What stands out the most? I don't know. I mean, it's been an intense season, even with the April break. It's been quite dynamic. Obviously, the energy management is a whole new topic this year, and it's quite a new element to the racing, I would say, which requires quite a lot of attention and preparation, etc., etc. But otherwise, I think it's been good and entertaining races so far.
Just waiting for the tailwind.
Yes.
What are the chances of points this weekend? And do you look back at Spain, where I think you would have finished 8th, but for the gravel, the bit of gravel?
Yeah, well, I think it could have been a whole lot better even, but there were multiple factors in Spain that the stone obviously was kind of the killer at the end, but before that already we could have done things differently, and even prior to Spain. But yeah, it is what it is. It's not been the easiest so far this season, but yeah, the performance is there. I think we're usually close to the top 10 and inside the top 10, so performance is there. We just need to stay a bit more on track when it matters and be present, but I think the general feeling is quite positive and good going.
You mentioned that it wasn't the easiest race, obviously, last time in Spa. This weekend you'll get the full upgrade package on the car, obviously a very different track here, but how confident are you feeling of kind of being in that points battle again?
I mean, honestly, it's obviously good to have the full package this weekend, but it doesn't solve all the answers. It definitely wasn't the full gap that we were missing last week, so I can't sit here and be like, oh, it's just going to be perfect now. But we've obviously looked over a lot of things, and I'll try and do a better job this weekend as well, and hopefully it's strong enough.
Obviously the first half of the season coming to an end here, it seemed like a good first half for the team. How do you kind of generally assess how the first half has gone?
It's been very good. It's especially the sort of last 5 or 6 races for us have been very strong, a lot of double points, and obviously closing that gap to Alpine. And it'd be amazing this weekend if we could jump them and go into the second half of the year in a good position.
You have a great first half of the season. How important was it for you to come into 2026 after the swap between teams the year before and deliver and show that you have what it takes to do everything?
I mean, as important as ever. I don't think it's more special just because of what I went through last year. I think it's in any time that you're in a Formula 1 car, you're there to perform. So yeah, I think it's nothing unique. It's the same as everybody else. We're here to do a job, and yeah, if we don't obviously perform well enough, then we don't stay in Formula 1.
And how satisfied are you from the team, given the fact that for 6, I think, races straight, you have car that gets into the points? And what are your expectations for the next races?
It's been really, really strong. Obviously, we had personally more of a rough weekend in Spa, but the team was very fast. Arvid was very, very quick. So coming here, obviously we'd love to turn that around and have another good weekend as we had leading up to Spa. And I think the team's in a great.
Hi Arvid. Hi. Obviously another points finish for you in Spa. You said afterwards that you're feeling more and more comfortable with the car. How confident are you of continuing that momentum into this weekend in Hungary?
I think it'll be a very different track. I think Spa and Silverstone were more comparable. I think this will be a very different challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, I've been really comfortable with the car recently, really comfortable with everyone in the team. I think we've been working really well. So looking forward to carrying that over here. Got full confidence that the car should be fast, so I'm just very focused on myself.
We're obviously now coming to the end of the first half of the season, first half of your rookie season. How do you generally reflect back on how that has gone, the first half?
I think it's been pretty good. I'm very happy. I don't know. I think I've been in the points the last 5 races in a row, which I think is quite good for a rookie. So I'm happy with the job I'm doing. Feel like every weekend I'm getting a little bit better. So overall, it's been fun. It's been a very cool experience for me. So yeah, just looking forward to. Honestly, I'd be quite happy if there wasn't a summer break to just keep going, because I feel like we've got a good momentum at the moment.
Alpine are proving a bit of a hard nut to crack. You looked at it, and the way your car is at the moment, you might be well clear of them at half stage, but they're hanging in there.
Well, yes and no. If you look at the points we scored over the last 5 races, we've been much better than them. So I wouldn't really see it that way. I would say that they had a better car in the first 5 races, and that's why they got their gap. But I mean, I think the points they've scored from, you know, race. I mean, if you take Monaco onwards, I think we've been much better. So I wouldn't really say. I mean, yes, if you look at the tally now, we're tied.
Yeah.
But in the end, that's not really what we're focused on. We're focused on doing our job, focusing on each weekend, doing as best as we can, and trying to be the better team over 24 races. So it's not something we're focused on. We're performing well at the moment, so that's what we're worrying.
You're looking ready for a summer break, Checo?
Yeah, I think it's a good time to get a bit of a break. It comes in the right time also for the team. You know, I think it would be quite important to use this time, although everything has to be shut down and not sort of working. I think there's a lot of thinking that we have to do behind the scenes to make sure that we are able to come back a lot stronger.
What would kind of constitute a really good weekend for you guys for this final race before the break?
I think closing the gap. I think it's a very different track. I think Belgium was an electric event. You know, I wouldn't count it as a proper race. I think he will be a track more relevant of what's going on around, and we will see our performance.
Halfway the season now, what is the thing that you and the team are the most proud of so far?
I think the progress we've made, you know, where we started, where we are, and the foundations that we are putting in place. You know, I think Cadillac has shown that has come seriously into the sport, and that's something that makes me feel proud of be sharing this journey with them.
Talking of being realistic, Checo, do you feel that points are possible this year?
Well, we got it in Monaco. Unfortunately, they were taken out of us. I think if we get to see another chaotic race, there will be some more opportunities, I think, coming up. At the moment, the gap is too big, you know, to make it up. But I believe that after Somek, if we are able to find half a second to 8/10, it's going to be there, you know, because it's all we need to be in contention. To whenever there are problems, we can be there. So I wouldn't discard them. I still think there are some tracks coming up that potentially will give us a chance.
Cadillac wanted to have in the beginning two experienced driver, yourself and Valtteri, of course. How are you working together, or are you working separately with your own team, or are you also kind of speaking with Valtteri about developing the team?
We are obviously working in the same direction. I think it's very important to have, for a new team, to have two very experienced drivers. It's been a pleasure to work with Valtteri. He's a very fast guy, proven race winner, and brings a lot of experience to the team, and it's nice to see him so motivated and pushing the.
Hi Lance.
Hi.
Obviously the first big upgrade package for the team this weekend. How is the mood in the camp ahead of that, and how much anticipation is there to kind of see what steps have been made when the car gets on track?
Everybody's excited, yeah. It's a big weekend for us. We've been waiting for this weekend for some time, so hopefully it's good.
Obviously it's been quite a tricky start to the season for the team. What are the kind of hopes looking ahead to the second half, and do you think it'll help to have a bit of a reset over the summer break?
We'll see what this package brings us, and we'll know a lot more when we get out there tomorrow, if it's what we expect, better than we expect, or not as good as we expect. So I think we're going to answer a lot of these questions tomorrow, and then from there we have to keep pushing, though. I mean, it's for sure it's not going to be everything we want just in one upgrade package. So a long season ahead, and we have to just keep bringing as much performance as we can.
Is it right, Lance? It's obviously just a chassis upgrade this weekend. Do we need to see it in tandem with a power unit upgrade to properly get a handle on where you could end up this year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know we're missing power down the straight, so we need engine power too.
When is that coming? Can you be more specific?
Zandvoort, we have a bit coming. It's not going to be enough to fight with Mercedes, and as good as the Mercedes engines or the. I don't know who's the best right now, the Mercedes or the Red Bull, but it's not going to be as much as them, but just needs to get us closer.
And just finally on that, what is it like not being in a race week in, week out? And are you at least hopeful that changes changes here, that you're racing other people?
I do. I hope we can fight with some of the midfield teams.
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are back together with drivers interviews. I had some keynotes, some opinions about the drivers interviews and other rumors that we have before Hungarian Grand Prix. Of course, tomorrow we are going to continue in our channel with these videos. As always, I'm going to read my notes that I had about the interviews, and after that we are going to finish this video and we are going to start with Aston Martin, because the biggest talking point is Aston Martin. The team has arrived with one of its biggest upgrade package of the season, hoping to finally escape the back of the grid. Fernando Alonso sounded cautiously optimistic, saying everyone has worked flat out to bring performance, while Lance Stroll is hoping the change can completely reset their disappointing campaign. And of course, we have the Ferrari also enters Budapest with the confidence after a strong performance in Belgium. The team believes the Hungaroring should suit their SF26 even better. Lewis Hamilton arrives at one of his most successful circuits, chasing another memorable result before the summer shutdown, while Charles Leclerc appears increasingly confident that the Ferrari can challenge Mercedes again. Mercedes, meanwhile, remains the team to be championship leader. Kimi Antonelli continues his incredible rookie campaign, but attention is also on to George Russell after another frustrating weekend in Belgium. Inside the paddock, many believe Mercedes has the fastest overall package, but reliability and consistency remains the biggest concern. Also, McLaren brought updates to Hungary and believes that Feisty Hungaroring could play into its strengths. Oscar Piastri remained calm during the media duties, insisting the team is focused only on maximizing points before the break, while Lando Norris is quietly viewed by many in the paddock as a genuine contender for a victory this weekend. Red Bull arrives with plenty of the questions. Max Verstappen admitted the team still has work to do after Belgium, while Isaac Hadjar continues attracting attention with another impressive rookie season. There are no mere signs of panic inside Red Bull, but everyone knows they need a cleaner weekend to stop Mercedes extending its advantage. Elsewhere in the paddock, Williams driver sounded optimistic about the scoring points. Haas continues evaluating its future driver lineup, and Alpine is searching for the consistency, and Sauber hopes the slower Hungarian circuit can finally give them an opportunity to fight in the midfield. And also we had rumors the driver market is slowly heating up before the summer break. One of the biggest stories surrounds Esteban Ocon, whose future remains uncertain after inconsistent performance. The reports suggest Haas could already be evaluating alternatives for the 2026 if results don't improve. Another topic around the paddock is Aston Martin. If the new upgrades fail again this weekend, expect serious internal discussions during the August shutdown. Team management has made it clear that Hungary is an important benchmark before deciding the next development direction. There is also growing speculation that several midfield teams are already shifting resources toward the 2026 projects instead of continuing heavy investment into the current car. While nobody is confirming it, publicity engineers throughout the paddock admit that every development decision is becoming more strategic as budgets tighten. Looking ahead of qualifying could be everything overtaking at the Hungaroring has always been difficult, making Saturday potentially more important than Sunday. Expect Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren and Red Bull to fight for pole position, what could become of the closest qualifying sessions of the season. That everything from the Thursday in the Budapest tomorrow, the real action being tomorrow, of course, the real action will start, and we will see what will happen at the race, the expectations, the hopes, what will be for all of the teams. Don't forget to like this video, to comment it, and to subscribe to the channel.